Listening is actively engaging, taking the time to hear and being sensitive. Even if you can't feel what they're feeling, it's not actually about me at all. It's about me understanding someone else. And that can be hard in a self-centered, self-focused, self-driven world.
People aren't ready to listen to you until you can listen to them. If I am meeting with someone who doesn't share my faith, who I don't get and I don't understand, my game plan is solely listening. That is my game plan. Because what I am doing is, I am getting to a place of understanding of what's important to them. What are they looking for? What are the questions they're asking? What is the search that they're on? And what happens there is, because you've listened and they know you've listened and you've understood their story, there's a clear door that emerges over time of this is what's important to them and this is how Jesus would want to speak to that. And I think as you pray, listen, and study, those things come out.
I grew up in Hong Kong and I moved to Iowa after spending 2 years in California, and that was my 3rd year of college. And when I was in California, it was a very lonely time because I didn't have any friends that I could connect with. And so it was hard, and by the end of those 2 years, I just wanted to leave. I had like a second cousin that went to Iowa State, and he was talking up Iowans, saying that they're really friendly, and so I just kind of applied as a last resort. I got here not knowing anyone, and one of my roommates went to Cru, and she would come to Grace for services, and so she invited me, and I kept going even though I didn't believe in God. I actually pretty much rejected God at that point. I just didn't think that there was a God. But still, I would keep going to Grace and keep going to Cru because I found people that cared about talking to me. They would look me in the eyes and have a conversation. They wanted to be a friend.
We met as part of like this Cru house sort of group culture, and we did campus crusade things a lot. We'd study together. We weren't in the same track by any stretch, but I always was up for studying because I was always studying, so come and study with me and eventually have conversations and food over that. I was super curious because she was from Hong Kong and she'd lived in California, and so I just wanted to get to know her and her story because I didn't realize when I first met her that she wasn't a believer.
God really used that first semester of me being here to draw me closer to Him. Eventually my hard heart became soft and I started asking questions, and then I met Chelsea through my now husband, and one night I just texted her. It was a Friday night, and she came to see me at Hillcrest and we started talking.
She asked me question after question after question of like, how does this work? Like, what does God say about this? How do we hold this position? It wasn't anything super special. It was just answering the questions that I've considered myself. And I said, do you understand? Like, do you have any more questions? And she eventually said no. And I said, so what do you want to do about it?
I had 3 hours worth of questions, and by the end of the conversation, I just felt like I was supposed to accept Jesus, and so I did.
That was when she prayed a prayer because she really wanted to pray and speak to God and say, this is what I believe. I understand the things that I needed to understand that have held me back, and I'm ready to trust you.
Immediately afterwards, Chelsea texted my roommate that I have accepted Christ, and I remember we had a long hallway, and I remember seeing Emma, my roommate, and the other friends running to me because they were just so excited about me accepting Jesus.
There was just so much rejoicing because it was so exciting that all of this had come together and we got to be witnesses. I see her and I remember all of the faithfulness that God had through many years and His working and His weaving, and like we're just completely oblivious to what God's doing, and if we say yes, then we get to be a part of it.
1 year after, it was like a 1-year anniversary of me accepting Christ, I remember my roommates throwing a party to celebrate a year of being a believer.